Hey, this is Dave.
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Vintage Cinema Review,
where every week we review some of our favorite films from the past.
Hey, there ain't no late fees here.
Silence is golden. And be kind. Rewind.
I love that sound. So good to be back in the basement.
Feel it.
So
yeah.
good.
Soak it in.
Yeah, the dusty old VHS tape. What are we putting in there today, Dave?
This one's Misery from 1990.
Sounds like my life.
Many different meanings. Huh?
I know the feeling. I can relate to this movie. Without even watching it, I can
Every day.
every day of my life.
Yeah. No. We're just joshing, just joking around, just talking.
Yeah, so this one was recommended by Brooklyn Brian. And one of our listeners. So shout out to Brooklyn Brian. And shout out to Sean the Snowman, who brought up a good point, or a good question, I should say, about this movie. If they were to make Misery right now, who would you guys think would be good to play these parts?
That's a great question.
Ooh, it's something to think on. I hope to have an answer by the end of the podcast.
Okay, yeah, we'll cover that at the end.
Are we going back to that? Is that a...
We'll do that maybe in the fun facts.
Okay.
So let's get down into this. So Misery, 1990. This was directed by Rob Reiner and written by William Goldman and based on the novel by Stephen King. This was produced by Andrew Scheinman and distributed by Columbia Pictures. Cinematography by Barry Sonnenfeld. Release date, to be exact on this, was November 30th, 1990, so right after Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And this had a running time of 107 minutes. So this was filmed in various locations across Nevada and California, including the towns of Genoa and Truckee. The filming dates on this, February 20th, 1990 through May 31st, 1990. So not that long.
3 months.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad, man.
And
Not for filming.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
And I'm pretty sure like a lot of the interior scenes, which is the majority of the movie, were like on a sound stage or
Sure.
You know what I mean? Budget on this, $20 million. Box office, $61.3 million.
Dang. That's not bad, man.
Yeah, tripling your money.
Yeah, juice is worth the squeeze.
And I imagine like with the trailer and stuff, maybe it would draw you in, but I bet you word of mouth afterwards.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
So that's pretty much it for that fun stuff. I'll turn it over to Zap for the cast.
All right. The cast of Misery includes, but is not limited to, Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes, James Caan as Paul Sheldon, Richard Farnsworth as Sheriff Buster, Frances Sternhagen as Deputy Virginia, also the wife of Sheriff Buster, Lauren Bacall as Marcia Sindel, Graham Jarvis as Libby, Jerry Potter, not Harry Potter, but Jerry Potter, as Pete, Thomas Brunel as an anchorman, June Christopher as an anchor woman, and Misery the pig as herself.
So that was the real name of the pig?
That's the name of the pig.
Wow. Did not know that.
All pork, all day.
Bacon.
So I guess that's it for that. So we'll turn over to Matt for the brief VHS synopsis.
The VHS synopsis of the movie Misery. Romance novelist Paul Sheldon, played by James Caan, has just completed his latest manuscript and is ready to leave behind his famous heroine, Misery Chastain, for good. But when a car crash in a remote Colorado snowstorm leaves him critically injured, he's rescued by Annie Wilkes, played by Kathy Bates, a former nurse and his self-proclaimed #1 fan. At first, Annie seems like a savior until she discovers Misery has been killed off in Paul's new book. Her obsession spirals into madness as she holds Paul captive, forcing him to resurrect Misery in a new novel written under terrifying conditions. This is Misery.
Yeah. That's exciting times.
It is.
That was quite a good synopsis.
That was.
But it left me hanging, a cliffhanger, as it were.
Yeah, it didn't say the whole. Sometimes we go a little overboard.
Yeah,
like
man.
We get into like a big synopsis.
I don't need to hear the climax and the result of the movie in the synopsis. It kind of ruins it for you.
Yeah.
I know I definitely saw this movie back when it came out, like not at the theater, but afterwards. And like I said, I think it was because of like word of mouth because of the scene I'm sure we'll get into. And I remember really, really liking the movie back then. So this was cool to watch it again. It's been a long time.
This was, for me, this is one of those ones that I definitely did not see it in the theater, but I for sure saw it at some point in the 90s. I want to say like late high school, maybe early college.
Yeah.
We're really that late? I think
Yeah.
mine was later. I don't think it was 90, but it was in high school at some time. I think it was like a date movie type night thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys remember a buzz about that? About like
the scene?
The scene?
Yes.
Or you do?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember anything about it?
I don't remember any kind of story about it. When I first saw it back in the day, I was caught off guard. Fun fact, I haven't seen it since at all.
Really?
So when I watched it the other day for our little show here, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I clearly remembered it happened, but to watch it, yeah, I mean, that's
I think it's up there in for our time. I think it's one of the top 100 movies. I would consider it.
I really, really liked it back then, and I did buy it on DVD, which I could not find. But I know it's been a long, long time.
And I think Kathy Bates, she did win a Oscar for this role.
Yep.
She was
did.
that good. Yes, she was
did.
that good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the movie, I guess it's time to steer through it a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that, shall we? All right, our movie starts where we meet Paul Sheldon, a successful novelist who's just finished a yet-to-be-titled manuscript, a story that actually strays away from the genre of books that's since made him famous, those being romance novels. The protagonist of his romance series is a woman named Misery Chastain. Driving like a maniac on his way to New York, he wrecks his car and is rescued from an icy tomb by an unknown figure who carries him to safety. So yeah, on that driving thing, by the way, come on.
Yeah, that's a bad car to pick.
Dude, that's the wrong car to have in those conditions.
With
And
the rear-wheel drive.
rear-wheel drive, going that quickly. Like
He was going a little out of control there.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, he's definitely well off. I'm sure he makes decent money. Like, you don't have a 4-wheel drive or
Even in the conditions just to pull over. But, I mean, that's not here nor there. That doesn't make the movie, you know.
Yeah. Do you know in the book what the car was? It was a 1974 Camaro in the book. So not much better.
No, not
Is it
at
a
all. It's
bitching Camaro.
definitely still rear-wheel drive,
Absolutely, yeah.
as opposed to this 68,
It was, I believe,
67,
66, yeah. Mustang.
66 Mustang.
You should have had like an all-wheel drive or something, or a 4-wheel for that kind of condition.
I would have had one of those, like she had a Jeep Cherokee or something like that, or Wagoneer, I guess.
Yeah, the old school Wagoneers.
Or like a Rover. I would have had a Rover if I was rich.
Range Rover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they? I guess they had those back in the day.
Oh my God,
Oh,
yeah. Land
absolutely,
Rovers
yeah.
were huge.
Yeah.
I mean, for rich people.
Okay, you'll get there, Matt. Just keep up with the podcast. You'll get
Yeah.
there.
Someday.
Well, that unknown figure that saved him from his icy grave was Annie Wilkes, his #1 fan, who's since taken him to her secluded home to recover. Both of Paul's legs are broken and his shoulder is dislocated. Fortunately for him, Annie's a well-trained nurse. The storm that played a part in causing Paul's accident has since left the roads closed and the phone lines down. But fear not, Annie's offered to drive into town for him and alert the hospital as soon as the roads open. Well, time passes, but excuse after excuse from Annie leaves Paul unable to make contact with the outside world. It's becoming clear that Annie is not only his healer, but also his captor.
Yeah, she's very quick, like on the lies. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Comes up with like real quick, like every time.
Yeah, I respect that.
I was gonna say, Matt, you're probably into that.
That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I respect that.
But I mean, like she's like, oh,
Quick-witted, like
yeah,
right there.
She
Oh yeah,
had
like
answer.
I talked to the hospital.
Mhm.
I talked to the doctors. They said, "Oh look, as long as he's taking his and there's no swelling or whatever, no bleeding,
Right.
he's all right. You can just take care of him."
Now, was he his injuries, like, did she, because she was a nurse, I guess, she knew exactly how bad they were, how long it took him to,
Sure.
yeah, so she was like, okay, you need a little more time. So he probably wasn't that bad at first. Like, he was beat up pretty good.
I mean, dude, so his car rolled, and he
Yes,
came
it
out there
did,
with
yeah.
2 broken legs. At least one of them was a compound fracture. She splinted him up.
Yeah, she
both
did.
of his
Had him.
legs.
Yep.
Let's talk about the superhuman strength. Like
Oh,
to
the Kathy
carry,
Bates, yeah.
to carry him out of
Yeah,
the snow
for sure.
snow. You know what I mean? Like
Well, she was a hefty woman, though. She
I
was,
know,
I mean,
but-
she was a strong,
she was strong, country
yes,
strong,
like
I
an
guess.
ox.
She
Yeah.
was strong like ox. She was a handsome woman.
Yes.
Yes.
She looked just like her dad.
Yeah.
Is what, you know.
I think she was her dad. She
But-
gave birth to herself.
But even if roles were reversed, I mean, it would be. I mean, that would be tough too, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, to carry a person out in a snowstorm like that, that's just amazing to me. I don't know.
But no, they say that in situations like that, like there's
You get
been
superhuman strength.
the superhuman strength. There's been women that have lifted cars off their children, and
Right.
Stuff like that.
So he is the object of her every desire.
Yeah.
Did she know right away?
Her self-proclaimed number one. She did.
She did?
She
Okay.
absolutely knew right away, as we will find out.
Yes.
But for sure.
Yeah, because it looks like she was prepared for all this. But
Yeah. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, it is a bit coincidental that she happened to be there at the ready so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder. Annie's behavior and seemingly bipolar nature have already made themselves known. And within that time, Paul's most recent book, the final segment of the Misery novels, has been released. Like any superfan, Annie obtains a copy. Much to Annie's disappointment, Misery dies in the recent installment. And by Annie's disappointment, I mean fury. In the midst of her rage, she reveals to Paul that she never called anyone on his behalf and never informed anyone of his whereabouts. Yeah, so that's a kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
That's bad. Like it's done. But he knew this. He knew this already.
Yeah, I wonder, like, the first time I saw this movie, and I can't remember back, and I just wonder going into, something's up with her. I would assume from the get-go.
For sure.
But for the first,
just
maybe,
look at her.
Yeah, true. But the first couple minutes maybe are like, is she really helping him? Or, but I guess real quick when she starts flying off the handle that she's not too stable.
But there's a lot of backstory to her that was unspoken pretty much.
Oh yeah.
By this point, yeah, sure. Nobody knows anything about how crazy this bitch is.
Yeah, she's really, really out there.
Yeah,
for sure.
But they do like a really cool, like the way the camera kind of changes. I don't know if you guys noticed that, like how the camera angle would change when she would start flipping out.
Yeah.
It would almost like zoom out, like it's almost like a first person perspective. Like you're in his. Yeah.
Rob Reiner, what else did he do? I know he was married to
Stand By Me, and
that was Rob Reiner film.
Yeah, and Princess Bride.
Well,
yes,
he was Meatball in All of the Family.
That's right.
Yes. Sorry, Meathead, not
Meathead.
Meatball.
Yeah.
Meatballs are delicious.
Meatballs are delicious. To certain people,
yes,
I'm known as Meatball because I've been known to have a weight problem. It's true.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been the same weight since you were like 12.
You mean like you have trouble waiting?
No.
Like impatient?
Like impatient? Yeah. Or like.
No, there are certain people out there that pick on my fatness when my fatness comes out. Like if I'm serious, man, and they call me Meatball.
He's like one of them chicks.
There's people we can talk to about this.
I'm telling you, man, I get real self-conscious about it.
Dude, you're not fat at all.
After like 160, he's like, oh,
I'm so fat. I'm so fat. I've got body dysmorphia.
He's like some Ozempic.
PHAT.
You're so cool. You're fat.
What was that? What was that thing?
How did that go?
You don't have OCD. You have obesity.
Because he was
obesity. That's it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. All right.
Yes.
Paul is, for all intents and purposes, Annie's prisoner. Like any good captor, Annie is going to ensure that Paul does everything she commands. First things first, Paul's forced to burn the manuscript he'd recently finished. With that out of the way, Annie forces him to write a new installment of Misery, one that will explain that Misery didn't die after all, thereby enabling her favorite book series to go on. Like any good prisoner, Paul makes a few feeble attempts at escaping, but to no avail. He does, however, discover much of Annie's past, kept in scrapbooks. Unfortunately for Paul, Annie discovers his attempted escapes and takes drastic steps to ensure he won't try escaping again. These steps may or may not involve a sledgehammer in his ankles. Meanwhile, search and rescue efforts have concluded that Paul must have died in the car accident. Only one person doesn't believe it, that being the local sheriff, Sheriff Buster.
Yeah, I like that guy. He's
Where
a good
you
character.
at?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Annie was the only one.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if she can believe it either.
He wasn't a character in the book either, the sheriff. There's a couple things in the book that they changed. But one thing, did you guys notice this? And I just found this out today, actually. When they were burning the script, did you notice anything in the, like, you know the part where she's putting lighter
fluid? Lighter fluid and
I
stuff.
noticed that one of the embers went up and almost should have lit on fire those curtains.
Right, but when they're paging through it, did you see anything or catch anything?
No.
Okay, so check this out. This is wild. So the
is this like a fun fact type thing?
It is,
okay.
but I think it's fitting to talk about it right here. But that was actually a 1989 movie line review of the movie Say Anything. So if you look closely at the words in there, it talks about John Cusack, The Sure Thing, and Fast Times at Ridgemont, and there's all these different things in there. Yeah, so they're that lazy that they didn't put in, like, just make up a Misery script. No, they just copied that off and put that in the movie. But probably
That's
not
cool though. In a way, it's
in a
something
way,
that
I
was
guess
funny
like an
for them.
Easter egg or something, but not envisioning people pausing it
Correct.
in high res, like 1080. You know what I mean? But
yeah, people weren't as obsessed as they've gotten in recent decades, for sure.
right, to find something like that
with the subtleties and the details.
I found this part in the movie, him trying to escape, the ways he was doing it, like he would wait for her to leave to go to the store or whatever. Like I thought that was really cool, and even I think the camera angles, like you were saying before, I think that was part of this movie. The way that they would film, like him sliding out of bed or walking across the floor, like how I don't know. I thought that was a pretty neat part.
What would you guys categorize this movie as? If you had to pick one,
Thriller.
It's a thriller. I wouldn't call it a horror. I would call it a thriller.
So Warren, yeah,
suspense. Thriller. Like Rear Window to me is a thriller. It's not a horror movie.
But that's funny you said Rear Window, because they were drawing a lot of comparisons to that to Rear Window.
Okay.
But
I guess he was more just captured in the house than watching. I mean, he was right there watching first person type.
Right. But we'll get into some of the people that were maybe going to be in the movie, but there was one of them that said this is a prison movie.
Oh.
Like a prison break type movie. And I guess that does make sense.
That's thinking way too much.
Tim Robbins as Andy Dufresne?
Yeah, from Shawshank.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah, they were thinking into this too much for that one. Right. That's relatable.
Was it Charles Bronson in Escape from Alcatraz?
Another good one.
Oh.
What about Escape from L.A.? That was what's his name?
Kurt Douglas. Kurt Russell. Right. Kurt, one of the Kirks.
Matt, you were talking about him getting out of bed and escaping, or trying to escape, or at least trying to
make his way through the house, looking like grabbing the phones or trying to see, but having to, if you put yourself in his situation, or if you're in his eyes there at that time, trying to get around this house, or not knowing where you're at, or like, I have this amount of time, and he's, reaching for things, looking at things.
So I'm watching him do this whole thing, and I got to tell you, for a guy who'd never, at least as far as we know, never made use of a wheelchair, that dude got skills.
Around,
so just if you watch, like, his first attempt when he backs into, or makes his way to get close to the first keyhole to get out of that bedroom, dude. I mean, he's a professional, dude. He pulls up, backs up, and he's in the perfect spot. Like, dude, this is your first time, and you got two busted-ass legs. How did you know how to do that so well? Obviously, he practiced, but he made it look easy.
He did.
And that was great. That was a great part of the movie, like, just to see what's on the other side of that door.
But
as a viewer, you're just like, what's the house like? That's what I was kind of thinking.
I get my first vibe of that house reminded me of basically the Bates house from
Psycho.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she was a nurse, and he did have a certain amount of pain pills, right? Like, he wasn't doing that shit completely.
She was giving him two a day.
Yeah, he was on the pills, but I'm saying there's still the pain from just sitting in
bed sores.
Atrophy,
and we haven't got into the hitting part either.
So we did just talk about that.
Yes,
we just finished. So we ended this little segment with that scene. Basically, think of it as that just happened. Which you watch that. I mean,
intense
shit. That is, it makes you jump. It makes you squirm. There is no doubt.
None at all.
I obviously seen it before. I did look away because I didn't want to see it again.
But did you know what the original scene was supposed to be in that?
Yes.
And I guess to talk about now, it could be a fun fact. It could be now, but
give it to me.
Yes, they were supposed to axe the shit out of him, just chop
him
right off.
Yeah,
that was in the original.
It was
book.
in the book. Yeah,
in the book they chopped his feet off.
Yes, but they thought that was too intense or too. I guess Kathy Bates was weird about it.
They were all weird about it.
Yeah,
they're like,
they didn't want to do it.
Lose the audience at this point. And to be honest with you, like, it would have been gross, but to me, this is almost worse. I don't know why. It's just like, I know, like, losing your foot would be horrible, but to me, like, this one was even more.
And I guess they said for Caan too, like, to make it where his expressions and stuff, he had his feet kind of tucked into the bed, and then it was gelatin and chicken wire that made up his legs. But he was able to look down. It's kind of like when they have your hand and you take your hand away and put a fake hand.
Yeah,
and they hit it like your reaction.
Yeah.
So he had his legs actually just down in the bed, but he was looking at it like they were his legs. And when she hit them, those were like reactions. Like, he was like, holy.
Like phantom limbs.
Yeah, like phantom limbs. It was something that I guess was so shocking to him.
That was some Hollywood magic for sure.
Yes,
dude. God.
That scene was a mess.
Did you guys watch it or look away?
I watched it.
I watched it
begrudgingly. I watched it. I wonder if that's what's kept me from watching it since.
It could have been, yeah.
I mean, it's true. Like, I have not seen this movie since, again, mid 90s.
Since back then.
I wonder. It's dude, it's disturbing, man. Whatever.
So yeah, we're here at the movie. The point is, who was the officer's name? Sheriff Busta. Yeah, he's the only one that knows something.
He can't scrap a lick, so I know you got your gat.
Yeah, that's why he was like looking. He's like, I know something's up.
Mm-hmm. He got into it. Like Buster got into it. Into the life and times of. He read the whole Misery series.
Yep. He was doing what's that called? Leg work.
Yep.
I think they say for detectives.
So what did he do? How did he piece together? Oh, I remember. So there's
out of a newspaper article.
There was so he had said something. Sheriff Buster's reading the books. He's reading the Misery books, and he sees a quote in there that just catches him.
And that was a quote that she uses.
And she later used that quote and was quoted in the newspaper saying it. So he pieced that together. And he just said, must be a super fan.
What would she say, like loony boony or something?
Cock-a-doodle-doodle.
Cock-a-noodle.
Or yeah. She wouldn't swear.
Cup of noodles.
He knew that she was a little off.
I love cup of noodles, man.
Dom Perignon.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. Which reminds me, do they still make that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they still make Dom Perignon.
Very good. I don't see it at the liquor store.
No, they don't make it like that. I think you have to buy. They're still the classic like bottles. They still it's like a 72 Perignon. Yeah.
Wait, so
that's what Dave was drinking in Florida.
Yeah, down in Florida.
So I've purchased a bottle of Dom before, but I haven't seen Dom in the liquor store since.
No, I don't think they sell it in like a liquor store, something that you would get at a high end. There's a couple high end stores around here. You could probably find it. The big one now, the champagne, is the Veuve Clichy.
I get that, but in Pennsylvania, it would have to be a liquor store.
But I think it would be like in one of the specialty liquor stores. There's only like a couple of them around here.
Call your bartender friend.
Is there?
I think going to say call your congressman.
Wait, tell me more of the specialty liquor stores in Pennsylvania. I've never heard of these.
Yeah, okay. On 22, there's one back behind where there's that Ragin' Chickens or whatever.
Raising Cane's.
They have a specialty liquor store back there where you find
wine and spirits.
Yeah, but there's stuff in like glass cases. You guys never seen those?
Like a speakeasy.
So it's a liquor store. It just has a high-end section?
It's a Pennsylvania liquor store, but with like very high-end sections.
Right.
You go through one wall of everything that's like, look at Dave's room here.
Is it like beads hanging from the doorway?
Yeah.
They throw confetti every time you make a purchase.
Are there X-rated movies back there too?
Yeah, but you actually have to go back and say, hey, I'd like to get the bottle of whatever, a Blue Label. There'd be like 10 bottles of Blue, and not even Blue. I think there's like weird stuff that you wouldn't even see.
See, and I thought they just kept all. I thought they kept all that shit behind the cash register. But you're right. Like there's some stores they're called specialty. If you look it up, there's a specialty store. I see. But there's still PA wine and spirit stores.
Yes, they are a PA wine and spirit. It's just a specialty PA wine and spirit. They have like Pappy Van Winkles and stuff like that. There's
what?
Yes. Yes.
I got to get out more. I never heard of this.
There's also the one going up if you go to Hershey Park. If you go straight ahead, that little plaza they have up on the hill. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The outlets.
Yeah, the outlet store right up there. There's also a specialty store up there with some high-end liqueur.
By Trogs.
Yeah. No.
The other end.
The other end.
I got you.
Dang.
I think there's like a beer store up there too, like a specialty beer store.
In Hummelstown, yeah.
Yes, Hummelstown. Mm-hmm.
This is news to me. Look what I learned today.
Yeah, you guys you can get samples at the specialty beer store too.
Matt, you are a world traveler.
Yes.
You know,
I've been to Hummelstown.
You know, I'm telling you, you know all there is to know about Pennsylvania liquor. But I just met her.
It's been quite a life.
Paul's at his wit's end, but he hasn't given up hope for escaping. He makes a great attempt at poisoning Annie, which fails when she accidentally spills her laced wine. Dude, I gotta pause that for a second. Dude, I was so pissed. Like I want to throw my shoe.
That was celebration night.
Dude, I know. I'm ready to throw my shoe at the screen. Like, you dumb woman, I can't believe you did that.
All that work.
Like, I just really wanted her to die.
Do you think it was intentional that she knew, or do you think it was just accidental?
I think that was accidental because she's an idiot.
Yeah.
But
she was a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
That's what she says, shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what? You said she's an idiot, but did you notice in that one article, And I don't know, you talked about the scrapbook. She graduated like top of her class, and like she's actually pretty smart, pretty brilliant.
She's just that psychotic.
Just psychotic, yeah.
Well, in some of those scrapbooks, she was killing babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she killed babies. She killed old people.
But she was able to somehow pin it on
other nurses,
the doctors, like all kinds of shit like that. So I mean, she was definitely smart to the extent of covering her criminal tracks.
So was it like very smart, no common sense type thing, or she was just so infatuated with these books and this Misery Chastain that she kind of forgot about real life? Because she didn't have a family, she didn't have a husband,
right?
But she did.
He died.
So yeah, dude, she had a history of pushing people off cliffs.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying though. She was dumb when she needed to be, and she was smart when she needed to be.
That's what I was wondering, if she was like one.
But she's very simple, like a simple person.
Right, but since she was intelligent and we found that out, like I was just wondering maybe if she was like one step ahead, like I know what he's doing. Maybe she knew he had the pills hidden under there.
Dude, the fact that she noticed that the penguin was facing a different direction.
Yeah, just the escape plan, one of the
little
escapes.
Weird shit like that.
But that is a good point though, from how different she can be, just from the story.
It is funny how I had the same feeling too, like pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe, we almost had her.
Yeah.
Like you're rooting for him.
Oh, that's what I was getting back to. It's hard trying to rewatch some of these classic movies, because when you see that for the first time, there's no reaction that you're going to have as the first time you had it.
Right.
Because you're expecting it now.
Sure.
But the first time you would see that movie or not know anything, I can imagine just being there with the leg part or with the wine where you're just like, oh my God, really?
Initial reaction.
Yeah.
All right. So she spilled her laced wine that he had, he was slowly
That's a
but
good
surely.
song.
He was
Spill the wine.
that is a good track. It sounds like it's by Santana, but it's not.
Who is that?
It's not Santana.
No.
But it sounds like it should be.
It's a good song though.
Yeah, Spill That Wine.
Yeah, Spill That Wine. If anybody knows who sings that, just hit us up.
Hit us up.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. So not long after the spillage, Sheriff Buster's pieced together enough information to make Annie a considerable suspect. And when he arrives at the house, Annie drugs Paul and takes him down to the basement. After a search of the home, Sheriff Buster hears Paul's noise and cries for help from the basement. Just when the sheriff finds Paul, Annie blows a hole through the sheriff's chest with a shotgun. Yeah, that kind of caught me way off guard. Like,
yeah, that was one of them things like, bap. Wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, this is going to end abruptly quick. This is going to end abruptly soon.
I didn't remember that part. But I did, you talking about the sheriff and piecing stuff together.
Yep.
And it was funny, like one of the earlier scenes when the, I guess it's Paul Sheldon's publisher or whatever was calling him, and inquiring about, hey, like, Paul Sheldon's missing, this and that. He's like, well, let me put it into my system here and see. And it's all Post-it notes and paper and stuff like that. Like they have no computers.
Rolodex.
Yeah. So everything's like dated. I mean, this is 1990, but I'm sure they're even further behind.
Sure.
So like his system was like, but don't you think like this woman, if it's such a small town, that you'd be aware of her past without even looking it up?
Maybe.
Because what was it, just the one day she was driving into town and flipped some guy off, and then all of a sudden it sparked like, oh, let me look at her.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what it was?
She was pulling into something and he was pulling out of his spot, and they almost collided, and she said, you cock-a-doodle.
That's what it was, yeah.
Well, then again, to a small town like this, a lot of people, like think about, we live in our neighborhood here, and there's a lot of neighbors that but you really don't, who they are, like maybe where they work, but you don't know that much about their backstory or their lives.
You don't know how many dead bodies they have in their basement.
You don't know that, yeah. But yeah, it just surprised me that because they even flew over her house when they were doing the helicopter.
Wasn't that Rob Reiner?
It was. That was a fun fact.
That was the pilot. That's right.
No, I think in a town like people kind of mind their own business sometimes. That's why you go out to these little towns.
Yeah,
that's the old Wilkes place down there, whatever, Wilkes estate. Like not thinking she did get off from her, like, you know what I mean? Like you just think it would be like well known. Nothing else to do around that town.
It's true.
Ski and whatever.
Well, maybe
else.
too. A lot of people just leave her alone. Like that was she got found. She was found not guilty. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like let her live her life.
True.
It's true.
Suspend disbelief.
Yeah. Paul's only hope for survival was to placate Annie just a little while longer. He finishes the story he was forced to compose, only to threaten Annie with burning it. When he sets it ablaze and Annie dives to the ground to smolder it, the final fight begins. Paul deals a massive blow by dropping the typewriter on her head. Annie fights back with a gunshot to Paul's shoulder. The physical struggle ensues, with Paul emerging the victor in the end by striking her in the head with an iron doorstop, killing her.
Did you guys think when, now this is what I thought initially, when he was lifting the typewriter up, I thought he was like weight training.
He was doing that. That's how he was weight training with it.
I thought he was trying to build up his strength.
Yeah.
I pretty much had figured out that he was building up his strength not as a rehab, but to build up his strength to be able to
smash her over the
ultimately
head.
smash her over the head.
Yeah, that's what I kind of read, that that there was theories that he was doing that to practice the motion. Like, this is what I'm gonna use to kill her. Basically, this will be my weapon.
That's what I had thought.
Okay,
like that iron doorstop. That's his finishing move.
That was
Hulk Hogan died.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan is dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sad day.
Sad day. Ozzy Osborne dead.
Theo.
Yeah.
Theo Huck's drowning incident.
Yeah.
How does that even happen?
He slipped on a pudding pop.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Slipped on a pudding pop, bro.
That's sad.
Killed her with a pig doorstop.
Yeah.
How fitting.
How coincidental.
Misery the pig.
Yeah. A year and a half later, Paul is now walking with a cane. He meets for lunch with his publisher, who's trying to convince him to write a biographical book about his traumatic experience with Annie. For a brief moment, Paul experiences a hallucination of Annie in the face of their waitress. Ironically, when the waitress tells him that she's his biggest fan, he kindly responds, "Oh, that's sweet of you."
I'd imagine that's pretty traumatic to go through what he went through.
You got to
know what I
believe
mean?
that's going to stay with him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You got to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying that year and a half later, there was in the original, I guess they had him walking just regular, but I guess the audience didn't like that. So that's why they added the cane. Rob Reiner put the cane in there to look like he was still
hobbled.
Yeah, hobbled from what she did to him. He didn't fully recover. He'll never fully recover.
For sure.
And that's what they called that, right? Hobbling.
Correct.
That was the term she used for like what? Yeah.
That's what they would do to the kids that were robbing the diamond mines.
The diamond mines.
Yeah, you would hobble them.
Not to be confused with Diamondback.
Also true. Which, in my opinion, is worth more than regular diamonds.
That's right.
Well, I guess that's the whole movie.
That was it. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's time for the fun facts.
All right, so I guess I'll start it off. So I know that we are prone to list the people who coulda, woulda, shoulda been. The laundry list of people that could have been Paul is pretty massive. I mean, I've got Jack Nicholson, Richard Dreyfuss, Dustin Hoffman, Jeff Daniels, Ed Harris, John Hurd, Robert Klein, Ed O'Neill, Warren Beatty, Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, Harrison Ford, Morgan Freeman, Mel Gibson, Gene Hackman, Kevin Kline, Al Pacino, Robert Redford, Denzel Washington, and Bruce Willis.
Wow.
Now, interestingly enough, Jack Nicholson, of all the people I named, Jack Nicholson was the one that actually turned it down.
Yeah. And also Warren Beatty, too.
Oh, did he turn it down?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not have that in my notes.
He was actually, I was watching an interview with Rob Reiner and Kathy Bates, and he was talking about, like, I guess Warren Beatty was coming in for months, like going over the script, and he was way into doing it. But at that time, Dick Tracy was in post-production, and he had to deal with that. So he just kind of opted out.
I rather fancied Dick Tracy.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't dig it, but I remember you saying that, and a couple other people.
Yeah, I don't think I really liked that movie either. I tried to get into it.
It gave me a color-laden Batman vibe. So Batman 89?
Yeah.
Dick Tracy gave me that same vibe, but with a lot more color.
Yeah, it was very poppy.
You know, we always got into that about, like, the Batman. You guys said, like, the 89 was the one you guys really liked.
It is by far and away the best.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading it. That's ranked one of the top 100 movies of all time, which I was like, huh?
And I think this is, too.
Yeah, this is also.
Got to be up there.
But, no, yeah, I still, with the Batman, I don't know.
Of all the people I'd named, I think I would have liked to have seen Bruce Willis play it.
Really?
I would like to have seen Bruce Willis. I think
I can't see that at all.
I think of his mannerisms that he's done in, let's say, Die Hard alone. Like his exaggerations and again his facial and his facial. The faces,
Facial.
the faces he makes, the way that he stresses his voice, the things that he says. I thought he would have been that would have been a good replacement. Yeah.
Well, Warren Beatty's the one that I referenced earlier that said this is a prison movie. That's what he gathered. From
Is that
reading the
right?
script. Yeah.
Cash Me Outside.
The one I would have liked would have been Richard Dreyfuss. I think I would have liked him. I like him in most stuff. So
Yeah, he's Jawsy.
Oh, dude! So I'm on a huge Jaws kick right now, just because it's been playing on the telly.
50th, right? 50th anniversary.
Yeah. Which was a great special, by the way. If you haven't seen it,
I have not seen it. I just seen him. I always see it though. Jaws is always on some
Jaws.
channel.
there's a biography special that came out on the 50th anniversary. Like it just came out X number whatever days ago.
I just watched that with my daughter. She loved it. She thought it was good. Really held up.
Yeah, my kids love that movie. I think talking about movies and actors, actresses, with movies with backstories, I think Quint would be an excellent backstory. Talking about Jaws real quick.
Sure.
And
It's never really quick.
never really quick.
No, it's
But with Kathy Bates, with that Annie Wilkes character, I think a backstory to that would be really good. That would be a whole cool movie.
it'd be a great movie.
About
like
you know what I mean? Like
yeah, prequel. Sure.
if Quentin Tarantino's on this, like her whole backstory, that'd be great.
Huh.
Matt, you have the two ladies that were up for that part.
Oh, for Annie Wilkes, there's Angelica Houston and Bette Midler were both offered the role and turned it down.
Matt, did you ever know that you're my hero?
Right?
Am I everything you wish I could be?
Yes. What
That's
you just
great.
said.
I had read too that, and I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, but it did after hearing. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Like she was kind of an unknown at the time, Kathy Bates, and they said that if they would have put James Caan was pretty well known.
Yes.
And if they would have put a Bette Midler in there, it would have almost be unbelievable because she's so recognizable
As who she is as a singer and
well,
in these other roles.
And you're supposed to picture Annie Wilkes as a obsessed fan. So being an unknown, you're like, oh, this could be real,
Right.
and maybe relate to it that way.
It does give it a sense of reality if you have somebody who's not so popular,
right?
Becomes that wannabe person. Matt, who did you name other than Bette Midler?
Angelica Houston.
So I've also seen mention of Jessica Lange and Barbara Streisand.
Oh, yeah.
What are they trying to get the singers? Like it was going to turn into a Streisand and Bette Midler.
Right.
They're also saying Kathy Bates, because her being a theater actress, her and James Caan really didn't get along very well at first because she was trying to always be in a role and prepare, where James Caan was kind of like, let's just go out there and act it. Let's just do it,
Yes, I did hear that.
off the hip type thing.
I mean, if you think about it, her role was completely different, so far different. She had to put herself as an actor in the spot of playing a psychopath. All James Caan had to do, or anybody had to do, was just go in there and say, "Yeah, I'm an author. I'm an author for a living.
I'm an author. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to look for a way to escape." Yeah, you're right. She had to do some sort of, and there's been a lot of actors that get into that character where they don't get out of it.
James Caan's role was easy.
Yeah,
I could do that.
I got another one here for the part of Sheriff Buster.
They
have one in here. Billy Bob Thornton auditioned for it, but declined it, I guess.
So how old was the old codger that played actual Sheriff Buster?
I don't know how old he was, but I don't know if that was written in that he had to be a certain age or whatever.
Because it wasn't in the book.
But yeah, I know. So they created the character.
Right.
They could have made him whatever they wanted.
Dude, his wife was
Oh, she wanted it.
She wanted to. She was a freak.
I was thinking that, and he's at the point in his life, he just wants to fish. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Dang. She's a demon in the sack.
I actually wrote that down. Deputy is horny.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about that.
Which is true.
She's rubbing his leg in the truck.
Yeah.
And rub you the right way.
I could see Matthew McConaughey would have been good, today, if they're remaking this.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that one.
Yeah.
Dang, Matt is chomping at the bit over there.
McConaughey.
He's one that made your list, but not the final, right?
We're going from fun facts to fun fantasies down there.
Let me read this book.
What else we got on the fun fact so we can placate Matt here?
Yeah.
Fun fact. During the course of the film, Annie says, "Oh, Paul," a total of 12 times.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
How about that?
That's it. Just a little quick one there. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. One more. Bill Murray was considered to play the part of Paul Sheldon.
No. It would have been a comedy.
There's so many people. Jeez.
They could have turned it into a comedy.
It could have been anybody. It truly could have been anybody.
Fun fact, season 2 of a show called Castle Rock on Hulu that serves as a prequel to Misery and Annie Wilkes' backstory.
How about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch Me Outside.
I never heard of that.
That's
Castle
awesome.
Rock. But you guys were saying, oh, you can put that in.
Castle Rock is, in fact, the production company of Stephen King. If you recall, we did a web
page.
Yeah, we did a podcast on Stand By Me. And
that takes place
in Castle Rock.
Gotcha.
So I brought up a difference between the book and the movie with the 74 Camaro. So here are a couple other ones that are different in the book that they changed for the movie. So obviously, as Matt said about smashing his ankles with a sledgehammer in the movie, in the book, Annie cuts off Paul's foot with an axe and cauterizes the wound with a blowtorch.
Ouch.
And she also later amputates his thumb.
Is it just the one foot, or does she cut off both feet?
It says cuts off Paul's foot, so I'm assuming just one.
Okay.
In the book, Paul tricks Annie by burning random papers, not the actual novel, but in the movie, he burns the real manuscript. In the book, they get more into Paul's psyche, including like his inner voices and like his inner dialogue in his own head. In the movie, the internal struggle is more absent, and then they have the her trips to town and these other characters. They weren't in the book. Also, here's another really cool one. In the book, a state trooper is brutally murdered by Annie with a lawnmower. But in the movie, the sheriff is a character throughout the movie, and he's murdered with a shotgun.
Okay.
Also, did you connect the beginning song is shotgun, that, and then it's a foreshadow because he's killed with a shotgun at the end. So I didn't really catch that until then.
This being a Stephen King novel, I guess there was a blizzard in Misery, and there was also a blizzard in Dreamcatcher and The Shining. They were all major driving points.
Yep. And also that town, in the book, it's called Sidewinder, and that's a fictional town, and that's where The Shining took place. But in the movie...
Scary.
In the movie, it's called Silver Creek, and that's a real location. Yeah.
Not to be confused with Silverton, which is where Joe Dirt goes to.
Oh, yeah.
And he ends up getting into a hot air balloon and flies away.
There's a black and white photo sitting on the bunk phone in Annie's living room, and it's actually an old photo of a preteen Kathy Bates. So they used one of her own little pictures from home.
You can definitely see that.
To be more homey.
For sure, like a lot of movies have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to get the guy in there.
I hate the ones where they show like the modern type picture of the family, and it's just like these pictures like crunched in.
Like we should be, at this point, we should be seeing pictures with the floating head.
Right.
Or everybody is looking in a like everybody's looking to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned some cool director lingo or producer lingo, I guess you'd say. You know what a Dutch angle is?
No, but I know what a Dutch oven is.
Dutch angle. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know if it's the exact thing you're talking about.
Dutch angle the nickname for Kathy Bates' haircut in this movie?
That could be as well.
Because it looks like a Dutch boy.
It does look like it.
The Dutch boy would be a good,
The painter stuff, the paints, little Dutch boy.
Yep.
But a Dutch angle, I don't know if you remember near the end of the movie when they show the house from outside, it's kind of like crooked, like on an angle.
Okay.
And that's to kind of symbolize her mental state as well. But they call that a Dutch angle when the camera's kind of tilted like that. Something new I learned.
It makes sense. I can see that. It makes one. It makes one like a little just off.
Right.
Just a little ill at ease. It doesn't seem right. No, because it's cockeyed.
It's cockeyed. Well, guys, I mean, is there anything else you want to get into, or you want to get to this? Like, who would you cast?
Yeah, I think the fun facts are becoming less fun.
Yeah, right.
It's just facts now.
So, Matt, you seemed antsy and pantsy to tell us who, in your opinion, would be, if they were to remake it or make it today, who would you place as the characters of Paul and Annie?
It being today, not in 1990, I had Christian Bale, who I think is just like a great actor. He would make the movie still good.
Yes.
He'd be like a James Caan type actor at the time for this time, and Matthew McConaughey.
For that part
of James Caan.
Oh, okay.
I could see him throwing a little like Texas flair in there.
For sure. No, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I like McConaughey on that.
And and then for the women, I had Oprah Winfrey and Queen Latifah.
Either one, yeah.
I think they would be like, add a little spice to it.
That'd be a lot of money, though, for Oprah.
Oprah would be a couple bill. Yeah, you have to put $1 billion into it.
It's fortunate they're the same size.
right.
No, yeah, I'm just thinking like acting wise and like body features. I think that it would throw like a little loop into it. I don't know. I think they would be good.
Fit the part.
Yeah. Or fit the dress to fit the part.
So for me, I actually talked to some guys at work too and got some ideas. There were a lot of names that thrown around that had me thinking. Matt Damon was one, and then one guy recommended maybe Scott Caan which is James Caan's son.
I would just as soon recommend Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan could have been in it, yeah. But I came up with Ben Affleck as the part for him, and then Melissa McCarthy, who's she's like in his comedies and stuff like that.
Yeah, she was from SNL and did Bridesmaids and a couple other movies.
I almost think like some of those girls from SNL would maybe be good because of the like how she's so like Sherry
Goofy.
Terry or what's her name, Kristen Wiig or one of those that are on SNL that could do like that crazy character almost. So I could see maybe one of them doing it.
So I've been thinking about this for mine, and it's a shame as we're talking this through that Kathy Bates did such a good job. I mean, such an incredible job that all three of us are going to name somebody who's of a heavier nature, heavier natured woman. I mean, I'd love to. I wish I could have wrapped my head about thinking about some kind of crazy someone who's either bigger or smaller than Kathy Bates's frame, but I just couldn't do it because she did such a good job. So I'm thinking in my head for Annie would probably be Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay, yeah,
and then. For Paul, because she's crazy. She's just nuts.
Yeah.
Rosie's a little crazy.
Just a little. And then for Paul, it would either be Ryan Reynolds or Jason Bateman.
Oh, I like that one. That's actually
Bateman
really good
would be
one.
interesting. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because he really impressed me in Ozark.
For sure.
Yeah, he was good in that.
For sure.
I think he was just so aloof. I think in Ozark, his character was as the lawyer, but he still had no idea what was going on. He kind of ignored things. You know what I mean?
That was him. He was learning.
Yeah.
Just if he ignored it enough, it would kind of go away.
Maybe.
I don't know.
One other girl for the Kathy Bates part that I did think about because she did such a transformation for Monster was Charlize Theron. Because with makeup and different things and she's a very good actor. I mean, she did awesome in that movie. I think she won an award for that. Because that Kathy Bates in this movie is just insane. Like, it's iconic. So you better have your A game. But there again, these are all women that are recognizable. So maybe it wouldn't work.
So is this one of those things, though, where these movies that we see, you say, like, Bates is iconic in this, but if there was somebody else, would we ever have known? Or, you know what I mean?
Would have been as popular,
like,
you mean?
Or would it have been the same movie? Like, if Drew Bledsoe would have never been hurt. Like,
we know what Tom Brady
that's
is,
what I'm saying. If Kathy Bates wasn't even, like, if they did take Angelica Houston, would you be like, oh, yeah, she's really frightening? Because there's not many women in cinema that have this kind of stigma. Like, there's not many, like, women that are played like the psychopath killer. It's mostly men.
Like the Betty Davis or what's her name from Mommy Dearest. Or right.
But there's no real women in cinema that are just like, oh, that chick frightens me. Like she's crazy.
Right.
Plays that role. So I don't know if anybody else.
Is there a role of like think of a crazy ex-girlfriend role, like an obsessed ex-girlfriend? Some chick.
What's the Sharon Stone or whatever in that Fatal Attraction, or was that Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction? That was Sharon Stone, right?
Either one.
Yeah.
Neither movie I've ever seen, but both of them I think would have been great.
But Sharon Stone didn't play a woman you'd be afraid of. It's like,
isn't that the one where she boiled the family pet? Like, she did all kind of. Is that Fatal Attraction?
That's Fatal Attraction. Yeah.
Never saw it.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close. The wife, but was she the one that?
She was the crazy one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Fatal Attraction was Glenn Close and
Michael
Douglas.
And Glenn Close. Glenn Close was the one who played the. But see, that's like, I wouldn't be that afraid of her as I would of Kathy Bates.
Yeah, I can feel that.
You find me a crazy obsessed ex-girlfriend, and I'll be afraid of that.
You need to see Fatal Attraction. Glenn Close and
I'm pretty
Douglas.
sure Sharon Stone was the one that he was having an affair with.
Yeah, that's where you saw her goodies. She did the lead cross thing.
Yes, yeah.
That's the only part of that movie I've ever seen.
No. Is that Fatal? No, Fatal Attraction. Wait.
Oh, that's Basic.
Basic Instinct. Come on, man.
You guys are
me all up.
That was just 2 minutes of you guys just losing your fucking
dude.
mind.
Fatal Attraction was Glenn Close. That's where he's like married to his wife. They live in the suburbs, and Glenn Close works with them. Then they do the sexy time in the elevator.
We might have to do that one at some point.
Actually, that's a pretty good one. Then he has her like on the sink, and he's like spraying her down with like the sink thing. He's like, yeah, take that. I remember being a kid being like, wow, he can do that.
Is that what they do?
Is with the sprinkly?
Is that what?
My goodness.
Am I going to get to do that?
Yeah. The answer is no.
No. No.
Hey, let's watch this movie. And no.
All right, fellas, we'll have some fun stuff. So I guess it's time where we'll late fee, return, or burn this. Who wants to lead it off? Or would you like me to?
I'll start it since I think of the three of us, I probably liked it the least, which is to say, you two really, really, really liked it.
I do really, really like it, yes.
I would certainly not put it in my top 100.
Okay.
I would certainly, however, say it's a great movie. I would return it. I would watch it once.
Okay.
Because for the same reason I haven't seen it, this is the second time in my whole life I've ever seen this movie. It is for that reason. Like once I got it, like I'm good. I saw it.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
1990, I think I would have watched it and returned it. Been like a cool movie. I saw it today. It's a little different because you try to pick up on subtleties. Like I said, there's like a picture in the background, or why the phone was gutted. Did she already know like what she was doing? How did she have things planned? I would watch it a few times today, and maybe a late fee on this one, just because it is. I think it's just a really good movie, and her acting in this was incredible. And just to have James Caan in there, he's still alive, right?
Yeah, he died.
Oh,
he did die.
Yeah,
he died before Hulk Hogan.
Oh.
And Theo.
Listen here, brother.
Hulk Hogan died?
Yeah, today.
I did not know that.
We just said it, dude. Where were you at?
Oh my God, Matt. We just said that.
I wasn't paying attention.
Holy shit, that's hilarious. Yeah, dude. So Hulk Hogan rounds out the famous they die in threes. First was Theo, second was Ozzy, third is Hulk Hogan.
That's insane.
Yeah, Theo drowned.
I did know that one.
He slipped on a pudding pop.
Yeah.
Do you remember that part?
I do remember that.
That part.
You remember
right there?
Yeah, I remember that. But the Hulk Hogan thing, I don't know. I must have been zoning out on it. I don't know.
If I was talking, I can appreciate that. I understand.
No, it wasn't that. It was
Dave, there was a time, I guess it'd be kind of funny in this if you want to keep it or not, but you told me a story. I guess you went skiing with these people one time, like these boys, but they were like so into like Hogan. They talked like Hogan. Do you remember you told me that story?
No, what happened?
What the fuck?
David told me, like, they were like, come on, brother, let's get down the slope. Or something like that.
Was that in high school or something?
Yeah. I guess you knew these kids, like, they went skiing with, like, let's go, brother.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, man.
That was like a crossover.
Maybe it was a lie. Dude, you
it
lied
could have
to
been
me.
a lie.
It could be a truth lie.
Interesting, yeah.
It's just a thing to tell a story.
Right. But this, for me, this movie back then, I really remember liking it a lot. I did buy it at one point. And that's what I was trying to revisit. Like, did I find out about this because of the iconic scene and people telling me? And I just wish I could go back and find out. But I'll never remember that. But I know I did like the movie back then. I probably would have late feed it. And I would do the same now. I really liked it. I think some movies, you watch them and they're like, it was okay. Like Terminator, which was more recent. I liked it, but it's not like I'm going to rush back and watch it. I actually watched this with my wife and my son. He had never seen it. He liked it. It held up. I always use that as a barometer. If they're entertained, my son.
You have a kid in his teens and 20s, if they're still interested or they think the movie's good, then it means something. It's relevant.
It must be decent. So for me, I'm going to late fee currently. This is in my top 100 for sure.
Good.
Might be in my top 20.
Dang, are you sure? That's a bold statement.
It's a really, really good movie. I mean, I have different tastes.
Different
strokes.
for
Everybody's
different folks.
different. You know what I mean? Like
they say, it takes different strokes to rule the world.
Yes.
Sometimes movies.
What you talking about, Zap?
He's dead.
Yeah.
Do you guys like prefer? Like for me, this movie is very simple. It's
Sure.
easy to follow.
Oh yeah,
there's not a lot.
an hour and some minutes, easy to follow. It's not like Inception or anything. We're like, what? What the hell just happened?
Rewind that.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Do you prefer movies that are more intricate like that, like plot lines and like? Do you like that? Like, do you guys prefer that, or do you like just something in the middle?
A long time ago, I'm sure I liked a dynamic plot line. Like, think of like a series of Game of Thrones or some shit like that.
Right.
Of course, I loved stuff like that. But nowadays, no, man. I'll take it simple.
Just simple.
Give me the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Give me
the kiss method of watching movies.
It's just right. And I'll watch those things over and over and over again.
For me, like John Wick, I just saw recent. I never saw that before.
You never saw the original?
No, and I watched
the series,
it, and
all
it's just,
four.
It's just easy to watch.
It is.
Like, it's
John
a
Wick's
revenge story, you know. But for me, this is definitely one of my favorites. Top 20.
Keanu as James Caan's character.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Or Arnold, where she gets like,
Yeah,
Arnold would have been funny.
it would have been good. Oh, I wrote down a couple other things watching the movie. Did you guys notice the VHS rack $16.99. They had VHS tapes in that
I did.
general store.
At the general store, yeah.
What, $16.99 for a tape?
For a VHS tape.
Damn.
And she was drinking some Coke Classic.
She was.
And
I saw
eating
the
Cheetos.
classic on the thing for sure.
And one last thing we forgot to do, Zap, is you have a great typewriter story.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
But I wanted to
Yes.
bring it up because this is one of the major things in the movie is this typewriter. And it made me think, like, and Zap brought this up on a previous podcast, but it's a great story. So let's end on that.
So, back in the day, we're looking at mid-70s.
Were you alive then?
No.
Okay.
By mid-70s, let's say it's 74, 75. So I was born in 76. My parents lived out in the outskirts of Chicago, the suburbs, whatever. But they worked, both of them worked at Smith Corona Typewriter Company. So my dad, I'm sure, did something, whatever kind of manual labor, something on the dock, something like that, whatever. Shipping clerk, who knows. My mom was the bookkeeper. So wherever my mom was sitting in the office, not only was she keeping the books, but she had the ability to observe basically the entire parking lot from her office or her cube, her desk. So it was a regular occurrence that she would see people, or not see people, I'm sorry, she would see a couple of guys wheeling boxes of typewriters from the dock into either a van or their car or something like that. It was anything but the trucks that would otherwise be shipping dozens and dozens and dozens of these. So it was just like onesie twosies were going into the back of somebody's car. So it struck her as odd. She then, as any one bookkeeper would do, she's now doing some inventory and checking this, that, and the other thing. And all of a sudden, things just aren't adding up. Well, she brings it to the attention of her supervisor. And as chance would have it, her supervisor is the one that's on the take here. He's the one that's actually coordinating all of this.
Oh.
So
typewriter's big money.
Well, dude, back in the day, dude, this is before, again, this is
all businesses need to have them. So you
Correct.
could put whatever amount you wanted on them.
This is a big deal. Absolutely a big deal. So, right. So now the bad guy supervisor hears this and knows that this my mom has found him out and caught him. And basically has said, basically threatens her. Like, look, you tell anybody about this, I'll kill you.
Wow.
I'll kill you. I'll have people kill you. You and your husband. So,
wow.
I mean, they didn't say a damn thing. Nothing. And they're just worried and losing their minds, all kinds of stuff. Finally, they're just with the worry and the threat. They did end up saying something to, my mom ended up saying something to a higher up. Not before, though. They had a house purchased. They were ready to go, ready to move.
Yeah.
So she said something to the higher ups. The higher ups gave them some kind of small pennies of a severance or a thank you or whatever. And like, hey, kind of keep this to yourself. We don't need a scandal or anything like that. And they got out. Now, my mom later found out that the dude got fired or dude went to jail or did whatever. But yeah, man, threat, absolute threat. And so they moved from Illinois to Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Witness protection kind of thing.
The story.
You think in Illinois, then it's probably some mob stuff.
For sure.
Yeah,
dude.
that's all mob shit back then in Chicago
off the back
area.
Of a truck.
Yep.
Of course. Dude, it's funny. It's not funny, but maybe it is funny. Depends on how you
look at it. Yeah.
In fact, you'll probably be the one to let me know if you think it's funny. I've asked my mom a number of times, of all places, why would you move to High Spire? Seriously, High Spire? You're coming from the outskirts of Chicago and you come to High Spire?
Simple living, man.
She said, look, not for nothing, High Spire saved us.
Really?
And it took me till years later to realize that she was talking about her life, her whole life.
But yeah. That's the way to live. Yeah, High Spire. Nobody's looking at High Spire.
Nobody gives a shit goddamn about High Spire.
Actually,
nobody knows it exists.
High Spire back in the 80s, 90s was nice.
Dude.
It's going downhill a little bit.
It's way downhill.
Middletown's the same way, man.
Dude, High Spire was awesome. High Spire reminds me, look, it was a great place to be from.
Yes.
I had that towny feel. I felt like the kids on Stranger Things. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Except now you can't play on the streets.
No. Oh, I found out more about that, by the way. I did.
Oh, yeah, you got to get off. At what, sundown?
So what happened in High Spire was an ordinance was recently put up to vote. I don't know what the result of the vote was, but the ordinance was for there to be no street ball playing, or no ball playing in the street of any kind. No basketball, no stickball, no nothing. So the reason that came about is not because Highspire wants to kill fun, rather because Highspire has become so awful and terrible and filled with kids that are just awful and terrible.
Right.
So in Highspire, there are very few garages, right? People park on the street. It is a town. That's the way it goes. People just want to park in their spot, or people want to park in front of their houses, or people want to go down a street from one block to the next.
Be damn in the winter if you shovel that shit out and somebody parks there.
So the kids there were enough instances of kids that were playing in the street that would not just absolutely refuse to get out of the way. So think about that. So when we would play in the street or something like that, you see a car and everybody runs. Everybody scatters like cockroaches. Yep. Well, these kids defiantly stand there, and you're not getting through. I'm playing my basketball. I'm playing stickball. I'm playing whatever.
I blame the parents.
So what? Well, of course. So what happens? The guy in the car nowadays can just call the police. Police show up. What do you think the first thing that happens is? Every single one of those kids pulls out their phone to now record the police. What are they going to do to me? What are they going to do to me?
And you're on Ratchet News.
That's right. So as a result of that, as a result of an already thin police presence in Highspire,
I think there's 3 cops in Highspire.
So they said, look, we can put a quick stop to this, stop all of these nuisance calls, and just say, look, we're going to pass an ordinance that nobody gets to play in the street anymore.
But it's not to follow the ordinance. I guess it's what they can just take them in without any questions if there's an ordinance passed. I don't know how that works.
I think it was a fine, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, you get enough fines, but then you just don't pay the fines, and you get a bench warrant and all that other stuff.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zap, I always love that story.
Yeah,
and,
that's crazy. That's a cool mob Zapataki story.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
It was definitely on one of our previous podcasts, but I don't know if everybody heard that one, and just the Typewriter, that's the first thing I thought of. But yeah, for me, I love this movie. Thanks to Brooklyn Brian for recommending it, and the Snowman for getting our minds thinking about who would play it.
Yeah, thanks, fellas.
Yeah, so keep recommending those movies. And you guys got anything else in closing?
I got nothing.
No, it was fun.
Yeah, definitely. So don't forget to check out our other podcast, You Might Be a Madman. That's coming back. But we have 12 episodes out now. You can find that on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. And you can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And I guess that's it for now, so we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for listening to the Vintage Cinema Review in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.